The untold story behind Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan living together. Fans stunned as real-life moments surface. In what is perhaps the most unexpected twist of the year, fans across the world are reeling in surprise and excitement as shocking news emerges about two of the biggest names in Chinese entertainment. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, the beloved duo of The Untamed, have reportedly been living together in a quiet, luxurious neighborhood just outside Beijing. What seemed like a distant fan fantasy has now turned into an actual story unfolding in real time, and it is far more romantic and mind-blowing than anyone could have imagined. It all began quietly. A fan account dedicated to Wang Yibo posted a blurry photo of him entering what appeared to be a private compound at dusk. Nothing unusual, except that a few hours earlier, Xiao Zhan had also been seen stepping out from the same gate wearing a loose white hoodie and track pants. The internet did what it does best and went into full detective mode. Within 24 hours, fans had tracked delivery receipts, interior decor hints, matching background furniture in live sessions, and even the faint shadow of Yibo's skateboard near Xiao Zhan's living room during a late-night live. The confirmation came in the most subtle and poetic way possible. On a quiet Tuesday night, Xiao Zhan posted a photo of his home-cooked meal with the caption "Simple dinner with someone who makes everything taste better." Just 30 minutes later, Wang Yibo posted a photo of the exact same meal from a different angle with the caption "Not bad for someone who only burns toast." That was all it took. Within seconds, social media exploded. Fans from all over the world began to celebrate, analyze, and speculate. But that was just the beginning. Sources close to the actors shared that the two stars began growing closer after a series of intense rehearsals for a joint project earlier this year. While the public assumed they were merely collaborating for a music video or a brand campaign, insiders reveal it was something deeper. The rehearsals were just a cover. The real project was rebuilding their friendship, rediscovering comfort in each other's presence, and healing from the chaos that surrounded them post The Untamed fame. Imagine this scene. The golden glow of a Beijing sunset pouring through floor-to-ceiling windows. Xiao Zhan is humming softly in the kitchen, trying not to burn the dumplings, while Wang Yibo leans against the marble countertop, watching with an amused smirk. They talk about everything and nothing. Their cats curl up on the rug, the scent of jasmine tea floats through the air. It is quiet. It is peace. It is home. One evening, according to a friend of the pair, the two went out for a late-night ride on Wang Yibo's bike. With their helmets on and the stars above them, they cruised through the empty streets of Beijing. No fans. No cameras. Just the sound of wind and laughter echoing through the night. At a stoplight, Xiao Zhan reached out and touched Yibo's hand for just a second. No words were said, but in that silence, 1,000 feelings passed between them. Back home, Yibo apparently has a designated corner of the living room where he displays Xiao Zhan's artworks. It is said he once bought an easel and all the painting tools just to encourage Xiao Zhan to pick up his old hobby again. Xiao Zhan, in return, gave Yibo a small handmade book filled with their shared memories. Pages include tiny sketches, ticket stubs, notes, and even a napkin from their favorite noodle shop with a quote that read, "Home is not a place, it's a person." There is also the story of a stormy night when the electricity went out. The two were alone, phones dead, and only a few candles flickering in the dark. They sat on the carpet, wrapped in one blanket, playing a game of remembering the happiest moments of their youth. Yibo apparently confessed that one of his best memories was not a stage performance or an award show, but the day Xiao Zhan stood by him during a controversy. "He looked at me like I was still worth defending," Yibo had said softly, "even when the whole world doubted me." Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan once told a friend, "Yibo never says much but he listens. And when he laughs, you feel like the world isn't so heavy anymore." In their quiet shared life, they celebrate the little things. A perfectly made coffee. A shared playlist. Reading books in silence. One of the most heartwarming scenes described by someone who visited them recently was when the two were making dumplings together, arguing over whether to fold them in the northern or southern style. They ended up making both. And then laughed for 10 minutes straight when they realized they had made too many to fit in their freezer. But not all moments were sunshine. There were arguments too. Like when Xiao Zhan got frustrated over Yibo not folding the laundry, or when Yibo rolled his eyes for the 10th time because Zhan kept misplacing his phone. But every fight ended the same way. With silence, then a soft apology, then one of them pulling the other into a hug so tight the world could not come between them. And just when fans thought they could not handle more sweetness, a recent live accidentally captured the sound of someone in the background softly playing the guitar while the other hummed a love song. Though the faces were not shown, everyone knew who it was. The song was Quietly, one of their favorite tracks from an old playlist they made together. As of now, neither Yibo nor Xiao Zhan have officially confirmed the arrangement. But perhaps they do not need to. Their smiles, their comfort around each other, and the harmony in their silence say more than any press statement ever could. In an industry where relationships are carefully hidden and authenticity is rare, this unexpected revelation feels like a fairy tale slowly unfolding in the real world. Maybe it is not just fan service. Maybe it is two souls who met, drifted apart, and found their way back in the most beautiful way possible. So while the cameras may not catch every stolen glance or whispered joke, one thing is clear. Behind closed doors, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are not just living together. They are building a quiet world where fame fades and only real love remains. Behind the curtains, more secrets unfold about Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's life together. As the world continues to buzz with excitement over the revelation that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are living together, what no one expected was how deep the layers of their shared life would run. It was not just about two stars finding comfort in each other's company. It was about secrets long buried, gestures hidden in plain sight, and an emotional tapestry that no camera could fully capture. And now, as more pieces fall into place, the picture that is emerging is far more complicated and captivating than anyone could have dreamed. It began with a forgotten script. Sources have come forward revealing that months before this news broke, the two stars were quietly working on a secret project. A handwritten script titled After the Storm was found on a shared drive between their teams. It was a deeply personal screenplay supposedly co-written by the two themselves. What shocked everyone was the storyline. It told the story of two public figures torn apart by fame and misunderstanding only to reunite in a quiet seaside town and rebuild what the world tried to break. Every line seemed to echo their own journey. Every pause in dialogue hinted at things unsaid in real life. Though the project never made it to production, insiders say it was the most honest expression of what they had both been through since the Untamed. One particular scene from the script stands out. The characters are sitting in a small boat under a sky full of stars. One turns to the other and says, "You were the one thing the world never took from me," before they fall into a silence more powerful than any love confession. Fans are now wondering if this was not just fiction but a memory transformed into words. But the trail does not end there. Hidden in plain sight were clues scattered over the past 2 years. Matching necklaces worn during interviews. A shared phone case design briefly seen during backstage footage. Yibo once posted a photo of a lamp shaped like a moon with the caption "Always under the same sky," and 2 months later Xiao Zhan posted a quote from a poetry book that read, "I will wait for you in the shadows of stars." At the time, fans saw them as random artistic expressions. Now they seem like quiet messages passed between hearts that refused to give up. More astonishing details have surfaced about their home life. According to someone familiar with their household dynamics, they have an unspoken routine. Yibo wakes up first. He brews coffee but only drinks half before leaving the rest for Zhan with a post-it note that reads things like "Don't forget breakfast" or "I picked the coffee beans you like." Zhan in return folds Yibo's jackets and lines up his shoes near the door every morning before he goes out. They rarely speak about it. They just do it. Day after day. Like a language spoken without words. There is also a room in their home neither of them talks about publicly. It is said to be filled with items from their early days in the industry. Polaroids from their first drama set. A single chair signed by the cast of The Untamed. A framed napkin from the night they first had dinner together after filming Wrapped. The room is their time capsule. They go there on bad days. Sometimes they sit on the floor and just breathe. No phones. No lights. Just them and the past reminding them of how far they have come. What shocked fans even more was a rare public moment that went unnoticed by the general media. At an exclusive industry event 2 months ago, Yibo was invited to present an award. When he stepped on stage, he looked calm, but those close to him noticed his hands shaking. Moments later, when Xiao Zhan's name was announced as the recipient for Best Artist in a digital project, Yibo smiled so softly it looked like a whisper. As Xiao Zhan walked up to him, the brief hug they shared was full of energy that could have cracked the walls of the building. No speeches were made about it. No interviews explained it. But every fan watching knew something extraordinary had just happened. Their mutual protection of one another has become legendary. In meetings with brand executives, both stars reportedly insist on including subtle references to the other when signing deals. Xiao Zhan once turned down a campaign because the visual director made a joke about idol pairings being silly. Yibo once left a fashion shoot early because the stylist disrespected Xiao Zhan's music. Behind the fame, behind the flashbulbs, there is a loyalty so unshakable it borders on sacred. And yet, despite all the love and warmth, their story is not without darkness. There are rumors that both have faced immense pressure from management teams to distance themselves from one another for the sake of public image. There was even a point last year when they allegedly lived apart for 4 months due to professional obligations and rumors spiraling out of control. During that time, fans noticed both of them grew quieter on social media. Yibo stopped skating in public. Xiao Zhan stopped painting. The light dimmed. It was not until a blurry photo surfaced of them walking side by side at a quiet temple during a private holiday that hope sparked again. And from that moment forward, things began to shift. Insiders say the turning point came during a mountain retreat organized by mutual friends. Away from the cameras and chaos, Yibo reportedly broke down during a late-night bonfire and told Xiao Zhan he was tired of hiding. That he missed the ease of their early friendship. That he wanted to build something that lasted beyond fans and fame. That night changed everything. From that moment on, they decided to live by their own rules. Quietly but honestly. Since then, their lives have merged in ways both visible and invisible. Yibo's latest song features background vocals so soft only trained ears can hear them. But fans swear it is Xiao Zhan's voice. Xiao Zhan's recent vlog showed him making dumplings, and fans spotted a hand placing soy sauce on the table. It was not his. It was Yibo's. The telltale silver ring and wrist tattoo gave it away. These are not accidents. These are whispers to the world that they are no longer afraid to be seen. They still have boundaries. They still protect their peace. But their actions speak louder than any statement. When Xiao Zhan was seen limping during a rehearsal last month, Yibo skipped an event to drive him home. When Yibo's dog fell ill, Xiao Zhan postponed an interview to be at the vet with him. Their bond is no longer something to be hidden. It is something to be lived. As more fans come to accept this chapter in their journey, the message is clear. This is not just about two celebrities living under one roof. This is about trust that has survived storms, about love that has no labels, and about finding peace in the arms of someone who has seen every version of you and stayed anyway. What comes next is anyone's guess. Maybe an official announcement. Maybe a joint performance. Or maybe nothing at all. Maybe this story is not meant to be performed but simply lived day by day, quietly beneath the same sky, with coffee shared, smiles exchanged, and a bond that no rumor could ever shatter. One thing is certain. The story of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan is far from over. And whatever comes next will be just as unforgettable as the journey so far.